Hello everybody, my name is Eric Wood, and today we're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame. So the other day I asked a little kid what his favorite movie was, and he said that it was either Harry Potter or Marvel. I found this very interesting because it seems to be this generational thing where particularly younger kids filter what their favorite movie is based on not the individual movies, but the movie universes that they're housed in.
Now, even though this movie is not Dove approved on account of language and violence,
this got me thinking about just how revolutionary Marvel is in creating this one unified story that is cohesive and understandable when you view it across multiple different movies. And this movie kind of wraps up the first generation of Avengers beautifully. What Marvel has done to the film industry has been genuinely revolutionary. That they could have so many movies that are so consistent and yet so enjoyable that people have become connected to them over the course of over a decade. When you strip away all that context, it gets kind of hard to enjoy Avengers Endgame as a movie individually, but no one's going to Avengers Endgame having seen none of the other Marvel movies. Basically, what happened in Avengers Infinity War was that the Avengers were strewn about and they were divided, and some of them were on Earth, and some of them were in space, and some of them were on one side of the planet or the other side of the planet, and the Avengers lost because they were divided. This movie kind of teaches the lesson that the Avengers, well, spoiler! The Avengers won because they were united. It created this narrative of divided we fall, united we stand, and this has been the narrative of the Avengers since the first Avengers movie. It's hard to talk about this movie as an individual movie, but rather as the final chapter in this massive tome of a movie. For example, to go back to that kid I was talking to, when I asked him, what's your favorite movie, and they responded Marvel, I asked them, well, what's your favorite Marvel movie? And they looked at me like I was asking them, what's your favorite chapter of a book? Because it's one story. It is one concrete story, and this movie does a brilliant job wrapping up that story. I got emotional during this movie, and I laughed really hard during this movie, and I was genuinely interested in how they were telling the story. They subverted my expectations, and they created a genuinely engaging 3-hour movie experience. I was completely in love with it for every single second that I was in that theater. I was engrossed in the Marvel world. And this is not like the Citizen Kane of movies. This is not like one of the best movies ever made. But it's worth your money to take you and your family to go see this movie. It teaches this lesson of sacrifice and teamwork. You know, the generic superhero feel-good, like lessons a superhero movie is supposed to teach you. It takes those lessons, it subverts your expectations of what you think is going to happen, it leaves you on the edge of your seat the entire time, and you will be genuinely entertained. It's got a special place in my heart because Iron Man was the first superhero I was ever introduced to, and seeing his story kind of come to an end, I'm not going to say how, was just emotionally satisfying and genuinely visceral in a pretty beautiful way. And so, yeah, it was beautiful and satisfying and just an excellent experience, and you should go watch it.